Seoul, September 17, 2025. Another day, another record. For BTS's Jimin, milestones no longer come as a surprise, yet every new achievement seems to echo louder across the global music industry. This time, Jimin has become the first and only Asian soloist to have 2 songs last over 60 weeks on Billboard's Global 200 and Global Exclude US charts. According to Billboard's latest update, Who, a standout track from Jimin's sophomore album Muse, released in July 2024, has now officially logged 60 weeks on both global charts. It joins his earlier solo masterpiece, Like Crazy, which carved its place in history by staying for 61 weeks on the Global 200 and 68 weeks on the Global Exclude US. Together, these 2 tracks form a double legacy that cements Jimin as not just a K-pop idol, but a global music powerhouse. When Jimin released his debut solo album Face in March 2023, the industry watched closely. Could the delicate yet powerful performer, so often called the emotional core of BTS, carry an entire project alone? The answer came almost instantly with Like Crazy, which stormed to the #1 spot on the Billboard 100, making Jimin the first Korean soloist in history to achieve the feat. That moment marked a turning point, not just for Jimin, but for K-pop as a whole. Suddenly, the world saw him not just as a member of the world's biggest boy band, but as an artist capable of conquering international charts on his own merit. 1 year later, in July 2024, Jimin returned with Muse, a record that showed greater artistic depth and experimentation. Among its tracks was Who, a hauntingly vulnerable song that resonated with listeners in unexpected ways. It debuted at number 14 on the Hot 100, topped iTunes in 119 countries, and quickly found a permanent home in global playlists. Now, after more than a year of steady streams, Who has joined Like Crazy in achieving a 60-week Billboard streak, a feat many industry veterans described as nearly impossible in today's fast-moving digital music landscape. Korean entertainment outlets wasted no time celebrating the achievement. Naver's headline read, BTS Jimin, US Billboard main charts 60 weeks, 2 songs, achieved the first solo Asia. The phrasing itself underlined how rare and historic the milestone is. Sports Soul praised Jimin as a cultural phenomenon who continues to shape the global perception of K-pop. Top Star News noted that Jimin's achievement isn't just about numbers, it's about stability, trust, and artistry that transcends borders. The story quickly spread across international media. American outlets highlighted Jimin's Billboard longevity in comparison to Western pop giants, while Japanese and Latin American press celebrated the milestone as proof of his universal appeal. If the news itself was monumental, the fan reaction was nothing short of explosive. Within hours, hashtags like Who 60 Weeks, Jimin Billboard Legend, and Congratulations Jimin trended in dozens of countries. Indonesian fan base @PJMINA was among the first to spread the news locally, sharing graphics, translations, and analysis of the achievement. In Brazil, fan accounts posted celebratory edits, while fans in the United States organized streaming parties to push Who and Like Crazy even higher on digital charts. One Indonesian army wrote, "Every week Jimin stayed on Billboard, it was like a message, you're never alone. This isn't just a record, it's a diary of our love for him." Another fan from Mexico tweeted, "Jimin is not competing anymore. He's leading. 2 songs, 2 eras, 1 legend." For ARMY, the Billboard milestone isn't just about numbers. It's about validation. Every stream feels like a collective effort, a shared heartbeat across millions of fans who have supported Jimin since his training days. In an industry dominated by short-term hits, Jimin's ability to hold his position for over a year on global charts is groundbreaking. Streaming culture often rewards virality, where songs peak fast and fade faster. Yet Jimin's music has demonstrated the rare ability to outlast trends. Billboard analysts noted that longevity is one of the hardest achievements in the modern streaming era. It requires not only a strong fan base, but also genuine replay value that appeals to casual listeners worldwide. Jimin, they said, has both. Who and Like Crazy are not just fan-driven successes. They are cultural exports that resonate with anyone, regardless of language or background. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, from Jakarta to Los Angeles, Jimin's voice has become a constant presence in everyday life. This milestone carries even greater weight when viewed in the larger context of BTS's journey. With all 7 members serving their mandatory military enlistments, fans have turned to solo projects as their lifeline during the group's temporary pause. Jimin's solo dominance has not only kept fans engaged, but also proven that BTS's legacy can thrive in multiple forms. As 2026, the year of BTS's highly anticipated reunion, draws closer, Jimin's achievements will serve as a foundation. His solo triumphs don't overshadow BTS. Instead, they amplify the group's legacy, ensuring that when they return, they will do so with the momentum of 7 artists who have each conquered the world individually. For Jimin, the future remains wide open. Rumors swirl about new solo music and collaborations, though big hit music has yet to confirm anything officially. What is certain, however, is that the man who once doubted whether he could stand alone has now proven beyond question that he belongs at the very top of the global stage. 2 songs, 60 weeks each, a place in history that no one can take away. For Jimin, this is more than a statistic. It's the culmination of years of artistry, resilience, and connection with fans. As one ARMY put it simply on Weavers, Jimin doesn't just break records, he breaks limits, ours, his, and the world's. And perhaps that's the true meaning behind Jimin's 60-week Billboard triumph. It's not just about longevity on a chart, it's about proving that when music comes from the heart, it can echo across the world for as long as people are willing to listen. When news of Jimin's double 60-week Billboard record broke, it wasn't just fans who took notice, it was the entire global music industry. Music journalists, critics, and even rival industry executives have acknowledged that what Jimin achieved is something exceptionally rare in the modern digital era. Most songs in the streaming era rise quickly thanks to social media virality, only to vanish from charts after a few weeks. But Jimin's Like Crazy and Who have defied this cycle. These tracks have survived beyond trends, beyond algorithm shifts, and beyond seasonal playlists. They are proof that Jimin's artistry has replay value strong enough to sustain over a year on global charts. Billboard's senior analyst Michael Nguyen described the achievement as an extraordinary display of staying power in one of the toughest markets on Earth. He added, "When we talk about global hits, we often mean songs that dominate for a few months. What Jimin has done is very different. He has created songs that live in people's daily lives, that remain present long after their release hype fades. Jimin's success isn't just numerical, it is cultural. His songs carry layers of emotion that resonate with listeners across languages and regions. In Latin America, fans interpret Who as a ballad of longing, connecting it to their own cultural traditions of emotional storytelling in music. In Japan, his breathy vocal delivery has been praised for fitting perfectly into the aesthetics of J-pop balladry. In the United States, critics have compared his vulnerability to Western R&B icons. Music professor Aiko Tanaka from Waseda University explained in a recent article, Jimin's voice functions as a bridge. It transcends cultural barriers because it speaks in the universal language of feeling. When people listen to him, they don't hear Korean pop, they hear sincerity, and sincerity is global. Of course, ARMY has played an undeniable role. Their relentless streaming campaigns, promotional efforts, and digital celebrations have amplified Jimin's presence on charts. But even analysts admit that fandom alone cannot sustain 60 weeks of success. At some point, the wider public must also embrace the music. And that's exactly what has happened. Spotify data shows that a significant percentage of Jimin's streams now come from casual listeners, not just ARMY. This crossover proves that his music has broken out of the fan bubble into mainstream acceptance, an essential step for any artist aiming for global longevity. Jimin's achievements are now becoming case studies for young artists, particularly in Asia. Training academies in Seoul, Tokyo, and Bangkok have started using his career trajectory as an example of how to balance authentic artistry with global appeal. As one trainee anonymously shared in a Korean magazine interview, "We are told to study Jimin, not just his vocals, but the way he connects with fans, his humility, his work ethic. He is seen as proof that you can succeed worldwide without losing yourself." For many young performers, Jimin is no longer just a superstar, he is a blueprint.